And I think with that, we're ready for our AvaSmart Voyage. So, quick updates. How are you doing, man? Oh, you left the stage. Here, gonna have to bring you back up.
Yeah, in classic Walshy fashion, my Discord decided to restart itself.
Yeah.
Again.
Perfect. And he's looking at charts, it looks like.
Oh, I have the wrong window up. Damn it.
It's dangerous, sir.
Danger zone, guys. He's checking the Bitcoin price again.
What's the worst that could... Oh, no. Yeah.
It could get pretty bad, Tris, to answer your question. All right, who do we got here? What's going on, chat? We got Jordan L, IG88, some familiar faces, Mr. Dragonate himself. Hope you guys are all having a great week so far. We've been very busy. Trislet and I, and of course the rest of the Avastars team, have been busy trying to break the marketplace so that you guys don't need to find the bugs yourselves. And it's been a pretty fun experience. Last week we ran into a little bit of an issue, which we've since fixed. So we will be going through the replicant creation process once again this week. And we're going to be doing so in a way that we'll also be purchasing an individual trait from the marketplace.
Yeah, this is when things start getting fun, because most of it we've been able to. So we have successfully created a couple by listing traits and buying it from each other, which is pretty exciting because this is a huge milestone for the Avastar project. One of the initial things that was promised, and it's proven to be an extreme technical challenge, but it's pretty interesting now that I'm seeing it in play. Yeah, the robots need love too.
It's actually a great song by Dan Mangan. Alrighty.
So
it's been quite the week, eh? What if you had anything interesting happen this week, Tris, before we dive into this? NFT or crypto related?
I don't know about interesting stuff, but we're seeing I've had a couple of my groups definitely, just talk about, like, there's been a couple things about, pruning in some, like, private chats where they're like, yeah, no, people aren't talking as much and things. And it's like, yeah, it's the market's just in, like, it's either a funk, or the people who have been here for a long time, they're all, like, going into their caves and going head downs and trying to build, right? It's like most of the people that I talk to aren't leaving. They're not, but I keep seeing that on Twitter. Oh, everybody's going. I'm like, no, most I know, like, people are here now. They're locked in. They like it. They want to continue doing stuff. This is just when they're doing interesting stuff. They're just not talking about it. So we should probably be changing. It's the perfect
time to do it. It's the perfect time to do it. When there's not money to be made and actively trading, it makes sense to build for the next cycle. And I love to see it, because we were lacking innovation for quite some time. And in my opinion, we're still lacking innovation. I don't like to be the guy to call out other projects or anything, but what we've seen this week is just, it's been, I'm sure you guys know what I'm talking about. It's been a little bit frustrating seeing major players releasing things that aren't innovative in the least. They're problematic at best. And yeah, hopefully some of these people that are going in head down mode and putting the work in are going to develop something that will be awe-inspiring rather than status quo.
That's a great way to put it. Yeah.
And that's what we're trying to do. It's what we've been doing for 3 years now. We had the scrolling mechanism for minting, which, coming from me, this is a Walshy thing. I think it's the greatest minting mechanism of all time. In the words of Kanye West, all time. But we haven't really seen something similar to that for quite a while. I mean, there was like nifty dudes and nifty chicks back in the day, like back in 2021.
Yeah, what's the saying?
Were...
What's the saying? Often imitated, but never duplicated. So far that I've seen.
I'd love to see it duplicated. To be perfectly honest with you, at this point, I'm sick of these, no preview, minting experiences that just offer very little, but cost very much. I would love to see another scrolling mechanism for a mint, or at least something that's new and interesting, which is why I really like what Vipe is doing. And for those of you who aren't familiar yet, Vipe used to be Crypto Avatars. They've rebranded into Vipe, and they have an active mint going on right now where it is, it's different than the scrolling, but you can randomly re-roll your avatar, and you can re-roll until you hit one that you are happy with. And in the process of re-rolling, in the same way that scrolling allowed, there's the chance that you hit a legendary. There's 5 legendaries out there, and you could randomly hit one anytime you re-roll your avatar. So I think that's really innovative, and it's a lot more fun than not having any preview of your artwork and just hitting a mint button and crossing your fingers hoping for the best.
Well, that's a really good call out, because it's like, yes, we're all getting charged for these sorts of things. Yeah, it's like, but making it into some sort of like little game or something before you get in charged, like, gets me more excited. I mean, it's one thing to just put your quarter in the slot machine, pull a handle, and hope for the best. It's nothing entirely to, be playing some sort of game where you have a little bit of control over what the outcome is, even if it's just a little bit, right?
Exactly. Good to see you in here, Danny D. Feel free to raise your hand if you've got any questions. You feel free to request to speak. We're going to do a little bit of a run through of the replicant minting process on our new Avastars app, and might play around with some other functionality. We'll see.
Yeah. I mean, as you can see, we have, this is the same what we had last week. We're bringing in, we're changing up some of the stuff on the site to make it a little, hopefully, easier to understand, because now we have a marketplace and the replicant factory. For everybody who's played with the Avastar projects before, you're probably familiar with the replicant factory, but the app marketplace is what's new. So with this, you can see we haven't listed primes in these, but now you can list traits, not just primes and replicants. So, and you can see now we have more options than we did last week when we were playing with our testing. So it's much more obvious what the design consideration was meant to be here, where it's, hey, I want Bitcoin earrings. Like, oh, cool. I don't want to see your Avastar with Bitcoin earrings on it. I want to imagine what mine would look like. So we just have head profiles with, the trait itself. Here's the eye patch. The eye patch is it's cool when you see it here because it's very called out. So these are a lot easier to see, like what we were talking about. Like last week, we had some listed that were, like these ears are sticking out. If you don't know the Avastar stuff, it's probably not as obvious, or a background or something like that. This is a female face. Like, it's harder to figure out why that matters. Here it makes more sense.
Yeah, the main thing to consider whenever you're looking at individual traits for purchase is to be sure to read the text. The image is there to help you imagine things, but be sure you're reading the text. Like with hairstyles, for example, there's like a default color that the hairstyle will have. You don't want to accidentally buy a hairstyle thinking that it's a hair color, for example, right? So be mindful of that. Don't just click things and buy things. Make sure you read what it is you're buying, and then use the visual to help you imagine what it would look like on the Avastar that you're creating. Of course, you'll see a preview when you add it to the prototype. So there's a few steps here that should mitigate anybody buying the wrong thing, but it's always just good to know this stuff and to be mindful of it.
Yeah. So for instance, I like this pirate patch. I want to add it to a prototype. I have this prototype that I had previously created that I was working on in my replicant factories. Yeah, this guy'd look awesome with a pirate patch. So now I get an update and I get to see what it looks like. And when it looks at eyes, it sees epic. and it sees that now that becomes a trait on it, what Avastar it's coming from, and now I can save it. So now you can see that I have this saved in my portfolio with the eye patch. This one I can't do anything because I also listed a prime with a trait up in here. So I believe I need to delist this prime if I want to do anything with it. I know I have traits listed from it. That's right.
There's me Admiral hat. I believe I threw that one onto the market.
Here you can see Papa's my portfolio. Yeah, so now I'm not getting a warning anymore. So now you can see, yeah, it's because I have one of the. So some caveats we've implemented in the marketplace to circumvent, issues that we saw previously, and timing and things like that. If you list a trait, then now you can't include that trait in prototypes you're building, because if you go to mint it and somebody else is trying to mint it at the same time, it might try to take it out of your wallet before it finishes on yours. So these are all order of operations things. So once you have a chance to get into the marketplace and play with these things, if you get notices like that, that's usually why they were implemented like that.
We've had to add a ton of rules to this marketplace to circumvent anybody having reverted transactions because the trait they were trying to buy was delisted at the same time that they were trying to mint, etc. So on the surface, it looks like a very simple tool, but when you dig a little bit deeper, this is a very, very complex endeavor that we've started out on, and we just want to make sure that once we deliver it to the community, it works as well as possible, and nobody's going to be getting hit with reverted transactions, because those are never fun.
Yep. So here, you can see, for anybody who's gone through the replicant process before, like you can see now I have a replicant ready to be minted with one trait that I actually am purchasing from Walshy at this point. So I can run through the mint operation if we want.
Yeah, let's run through it. Just give them an idea of how familiar it might feel to our old replicant creator.
The one big change that we've got here is you can see this confirm purchases, where I can click and confirm you accept that you're purchasing something. You're purchasing traits, the Eyes Pirate Patch trait. So yes, I would like to do that, please. And then as soon as we start it, it sends it off into the interwebs to be minted. Which we were talking about this before. The animation is a fun one. We built this in because it actually goes into the backstory of Avastars, where you're teleporting Avastars from Earth over to planet Avastar.
Yeah, Quigbell is very, very good at integrating our lore into everything that we do. So this video was very much from the mind of Quigbell with the help of our original artists, Marmota and Milky. So if you're the seller of the trait, if you're going to be listing traits on the Avastars marketplace, it's a good idea to set up your notifications. You have the choice of adding an email address so that you'll get notified if your traits sell, or if you have a prime or a replicant that sells, for example. It's just a good way to stay informed and stay on top of things.
And there we go. Everything's getting sent over. So this time it's having trouble estimated gas cost again.
So the process is quite simple, really. And before you ever have to hit the mint button, you're going to see a preview of your replicant. So
yeah. Except when I went to go send it, it wasn't able to estimate the gas cost again. We had this issue before, but we had fixed it earlier.
you have to wait 3 minutes.
Yeah.
So anyways, that's what the process looks like. And as far as the other features, I think we've gone through most of them.
Yeah. Yeah, so we're looking pretty good. This is it's moving on. Yeah, as Walsh was saying, we've added extra notification settings and things. As part of this is going to act like a full marketplace in that you can buy, sell Avastars, you can buy, sell trades, you can do different things with it. So we've added notification features so you can add an email address so you can get notified when things happen. So that's going to be a big part of this. We're hoping that a lot of active trading is going to start happening on this marketplace. So that's part of the future of Avastars replicants.
Another point to mention is that in our profile tab, I'm sure you're all aware by now, if you've been watching our socials, that we have 3D Avastars also in the works, and those are also coming up rather quickly. We're putting the final touches on things. Vipe is working really diligently to get those delivered. Those are going to be visible on the marketplace as well. They should be visible in the portfolio section. And as I mentioned earlier, and as you guys know probably, Avastars has always been quite lore heavy. And we've always encouraged our collectors to add their own collector's notes and lore to their primes and replicants via one of the projects that we've worked with, which is Hype. So if you go into your primes in your portfolio or replicants, it doesn't matter. You're going to also be able to add lore directly through the Avastars app onto Hype.
Yeah, I'm bringing up the, let's see. I'm going to have some viewer tools, and I can go over some of these things in just a minute. Here we go. So we've definitely got a lot of stuff going on the VRM side of things as well, which is pretty cool. These are all of our old ones that we were talking about before. We've gone through some of these in earlier iterations where we've got the first founder group. But these are the VRMs that we're working on exporting and making and attaching to everybody's Avastars to make sure that they're easily accessible in the future. But these are posing. This is a posing tool and everything, so we can mess with the testing pieces and making sure all the rigging works effectively like we want it to be. So I'm pretty excited to get these out into your hands.
We've got up to the first 6,000 available, right? As far as previews, Tris?
Yeah.
Let's do a random number. Let's think of a random number. Let's do 4269. Because, NFT 42 and 69. Funny internet numbers. Awesome. So this is a female prime. Obviously, she's a Series 1 because Series 1 ran up until the roughly 5,000. Yeah, that's a great looking Avastar. Can you do another 360, Tris, so that we can get a view of that hat, the cowgirl hat? Yeah, she looks fantastic. So all of the primes are going to have the same outfit, same with all of the replicants, exclusives, and founders as well will have unique outfits, and it will be a unique outfit for male, female, and for replicants as well. The replicants made with both genders will have their own outfit as well. We call them the non-binary Avastars, but yeah, they'll also have a unique outfit.
So yeah, these are looking amazing. All these that are spent a lot of time working on clipping and different things like that to try to avoid any of that sort of stuff, but which is a lot more difficult than one would think, just because of the sheer amount of traits we've got, and so seeing how they all interact with each other.
The really challenging thing, and this is where Quigbell's been incredible, is finding these little minute details and perfecting them. We were given obviously a bunch of sample 3Ds, and they looked great, but the thing with an Avastar, it's a front-facing 2-dimensional image, right? So reimagining that into 3 dimensions, as you can imagine, is quite challenging. We don't know what the side of an Avastar's head looks like. From the front-facing 2D image, we coming up with what the sides look like, what does the back of the head look like? This was all stuff that we had to figure out on the fly. And it's been a year in the works now, but we think that we've really fine-tuned everything to the point where I've never understood the appeal of the clown nose, but
So it does look pretty sweet with the jacket. It's funny.
The jacket honestly is my favorite wearable, or my favorite. I think it's my favorite outfit, the male prime, to be honest. And I'm a little bit biased because it's the prime that I use, but I would wear this jacket on a night out on the town. Hey, that looks like that's a human version of me.
It's funny when we talk about rarity and stuff, because it's like people all had a choice. You weren't forced to just live with whatever you minted on the fly. You was scrolling at a choice. But it's funny when you go through, like we've talked about this before, we had certain traits that were, we had common, uncommon, rare, epic, legendary. And it's funny how the common and the legendary stuff ended up being the most common because everybody wanted legendary traits. So everything in the middle actually became more scarce over time. So when you look, there's a lot that share like legendary, like high, what we considered legendary traits at the time, but there's not as many mid-rarity stuff. This guy with the VR headset. Huh. Yeah, what other numbers do we have? Do we want to look at?
There's only a few people here. Maybe we could. I
think actually my exclusive. Let's see.
I was just gonna say, let's show something special.
Oh yeah, that's sweet. So
no screenshot, please.
This is my exclusive. Actually, this is the one that I designed when we first launched.
And just for the people that might not know, Tris, can you explain what was special about the exclusives? Whenever it came to like the claim or the mint.
Yeah, when we first launched, it was the first 100 were what was called the founders, that we had Devil, the artist, design special pairs for the first 100. But then the second, so Avastar 200 through 299, I think, were basically anyone who advised or helped design the system when we first went, like everybody got an opportunity to design one Avastar from all traits as like a reward for helping with that project when we first launched. So a lot of folks, like Pranksies was an exclusive. That was one he designed right from scratch. Whale Shark got one. A lot of the influencers at the time that were doing stuff, like they were called on to advise on things. So each of them had an opportunity to design one for themselves, which ended up being pretty cool. Some folks went on, like Pranksy used his and went on and actually made it his PFP, and then designed his brand identity around his Avastar, which we all know now. So did Whale Shark. So that was
Pranksy
pretty cool.
has evolved into a pigeon, but the pigeon still uses the same color scheme as the Avastar spinoff that Ikaitsa created for him. And the same with Rizzle, NFT Land. He's evolved into a hot pepper yielding frog, but he's still wearing that iconic Avastars firefighter hat.
Yeah. Do we know which one Rizzle is? I'm trying to remember.
I can't recall the number of his. Could you go back to the previous one, Tris? That looked cool. Yeah. So this is the replicant outfit. If I'm not, no, this is the
exclusive one.
The exclusive, correct. This is the male exclusive. So the exclusives, you'll notice they both have flying devices on their back. So the females are going to have the wings, and the males have the jetpack because they like to go fast. And then, of course, the replicants have, I believe, rollerblades or a skateboard.
This guy actually looks like a futuristic delivery boy with his jetpack.
Yeah, with the OS hat, eh?
Yeah.
It looks like he's getting ready to ask me to sign for a parcel. Now the skin tone looks really great with the female exclusive.
Oh yeah,
because the skin tone matches the logo on the front of the. Is that a crop top vest?
I think so.
I don't know the names of girls' clothes.
How dare you?
I don't know, man. Do you know what a romper is?
No.
I hear girls talking about clothes, and I have no idea what they're talking about. It's just like Solidity. For
some reason, this one looks familiar. Do we know who uses this? Their PFP. This looks familiar, but the exclusive collection is really interesting because it's just, if you've been in the space for a while, like if you dig through it, you'll start recognizing a couple of them.
Yeah, I see we got Gilzar in the audience. He's one of the easier ones to identify because of the, of course, the top hat and the Fu Manchu with the mutton chops.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a good call out, actually. Gilzar, you know what your Avastar number is? If he's in the first 6,000, I think could probably show him up here. Oh, that's a good one. But yeah,
if you guys have token IDs in the first 6,000, feel free to drop them in the chat. The Mutton Manchu, yeah. Dragonade, are you having an error or you want to see 404?
I'm going to look up 404 either way. Oh.
Oh, Drago, your Avastar's number 404? Oh, damn, I didn't know that you had such a low token ID.
It's a good one.
Yeah, that's really nice.
Gotta get the rock out in the Wall Street jacket along with us. Oh, this is a pretty funny one.
I like the leggings, or is that what they are? Leg warmers? Gives me like Molly Ringwald Breakfast Club vibe.
Yeah, you're right.
Trish trying to sneak a peek.
I don't need to sneak one if I wanted to.
They've all got spandex on.
Yeah, they've all got star underwear, I think. It was part of the fun one.
It's part of the deal. We want to cover all our bases.
So is this right? It's number 500?
What about, are you able to query, you might have already done this, Tris, I might be repeating myself, but what about 0 and 1?
Yeah.
Okay, so her gold grill isn't showing at this moment. Oh, there it is.
You gotta open the mouth.
Beautiful.
Yeah. There's the gold grill.
Yeah, and of course, this is the male founder outfit. I really like I was a World of Warcraft nerd. I played RuneScape as a kid, so when I see a cool looking cape with like a a cosmic inlay, you know that's an epic tier. You had to go to Molten Core and do like a 60-man raid to get that cape.
4843.
Yeah, so the space helmet being one of the more iconic traits, that's taken a lot of we've really had to work on that one to make sure it looks just right, and we're not done fine-tuning yet. So what you're seeing here is getting closer to the finish line, but now the other thing is this isn't written in stone. It's not written in stone by any means, but the idea has been tossed around that in the future maybe the option to add different wearables might be a thing. So this is definitely not a promise. It's just something that's been in talks. Of course, having just the astronaut helmet with regular civilian clothes might look a little bit off. So there's a possibility that in the future there might be an option to change that outfit, maybe get an astronaut suit or something. But yeah, stay tuned. Keep your eyes to the skies and all that.
Yeah, there's been a lot of work into this, and I'm really excited to have it come out. Like I think we just posted on Twitter because it's to Walsh's point, we're launching this alongside the hype group, and it's going to be available. They're making it so it'll integrate with the Vipe platform, just like the Vipe Heroes and everything. So that's going to be a big thing. That's going to be a big thing. It's going to help us with our interoperability stuff a lot. It's going to be easy to get to it. We're working on having our own viewer on Planet Avastar, our website, so you can go there to see everything. But we also have others, like integrating with other people developing things will allow us to do hopefully a lot more in the future too, without too much redesigning. So I'm really excited to see where that goes. What else we got? Any other numbers we want to look at? Trying to think of specific ones. See, some of these, like this one looks familiar. I feel like I've seen this one before, but like cool. What else do we want to try to do? Should we jump back into our Hyperfy world, see if maybe we could let's see. I'm trying to think if there's anyone that I could pull down real quick. We were looking at the exclusives before, but check this guy out. Certain traits definitely lend itself well. And this guy just looks good.
What's another iconic Avastars trait that people are fond of? Aside from Space Helmet, aside from... I always went for steampunk goggles. Can we bring one up aside from the whale sharks with... let me look here.
Five, 7, 9, 5. Oh, yeah.
Oh, there we go. So those are the female steampunk goggles, of course. Hey, funny thing about this Avastar. I don't know what the eye color is here, but we used to have a bounty program where if you could find an Avastar with legendary skin tone, legendary hair and eye color, you would be rewarded a certain bounty. This Avastar almost meets that criteria. But of course, I can't see the eye color. Those were fun times, trying to hit bounties while scrolling.
I remember some of that, yeah.
Yeah, I scrolled so much that I ended up having scrolling dreams at one point in time. The same thing happened when I was playing a lot of Call of Duty. But, yeah, the scrolling, man. Yeah, that consumed several months of my life from series 2 to 5. All right, I'm going to throw you another token ID here, Tris. Let's look at 21. He looks pretty badass. He's got the Admiral hat with the aviators.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, big ones. Yeah. It's funny how outsized, like large apparel type thing, like makes it, right? Like this glasses sticking out of the hat large, like it's very in your face.
Yeah, well, I think that the reason I wanted you to show this one is because A, he's got the Admiral hat, B, he just looks cool, he's got the aviators and whatnot, but that particular outfit it lends itself really nicely to any of the Admiral hat wearing Avastars or any of the seafarer-esque looking Avastars. Like the eye patch would lend itself really well to this this outfit too. I mean, a witch might look kind of cool with that as well. Let's look at Capricar's, the heir of the throne. Did we look at number 2 yet?
This one?
Yeah, that one's really cool. So that's our female founder outfit. The story of the heir to the throne is that 0 and 1 are like the Avastar royalty, obviously, the first 2 token IDs. Capricar, one of our longtime collectors, ended up with Avastar number 2, which, according to our lore, is like the heir to the throne. So that's where the name comes from. I suppose if somebody were to burn Avastar 0 or 1, Avastar number 2 would have her day. She's like the Prince Harry of Avastars.
Well, because then the pair is the next one, right? Yeah. So this was the one that was designed to be paired with him.
All right, let's do a funny one, Tris. We haven't seen a ball gag yet, have we?
Hold on, Gilzar. There we go.
That 3126? Nice. Yeah, the long mohawk. That one looks really great from the side, too. This was another one that took a lot of work.
Yeah, of course. I'm glad you like them, man. I'm excited to get this stuff out in the wild, to have everybody running around like this.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for tuning in, Gilzar, especially during your workday.
So who did you have that's got a ball gag? What are we talking about here?
Yeah, number 34. The ball gag's one of the funniest traits, in my opinion. Let's go.
Oh, they did a good job. Yeah, it's making it I think you can't close the mouth all the way. Which would make sense.
What about 33, Tris? We've got a golden-haired wizard. It looks like, you know who that looks like? What NFT personality do you think this looks like, Tris?
Ah, man, I know who you're talking about. The big headband guy.
Yes, it's Art Gnome. This is Art Gnome.
Yep, Art Gnome.
That's amazing. It's crazy that you knew exactly who I was talking about too.
Yeah. I like he's one who he likes to post pictures of himself before and after Web3, because this is the after one. Whenever he sees before one, he's got the black polo and crew cut stuff. Whereas, I was an office worker.
Yeah, once we're able to post these out in the wild, I mean, this doesn't technically belong to us, so this is somebody's Avastar, but hopefully we can get a side-by-side of Art Gnome and this Avastar at some point. Let's see here. What about someone with the Alice Cooper? Ooh, 65 is pretty cool.
Oh. This is when we want to start looking at games, right? Have him pull his sword out.
You almost had it there, Gilzar. Brinkman, I'd have to look at a picture of Brian Brinkman. I'm not sure exactly what he looks like, but yeah, Art Gnome. Okay, Rizzle's number 79.
All right, yeah.
There he is, his Rizzleness.
Man, who else do we have?
Yeah, he's getting ready to go and rescue Sandy's 5 cats from a burning building. We got 93 is C. Pierce.
Yeah.
I'm just scrolling through Avastars from oldest to newest, and I'm trying to identify the most identifiable primes from the collection. I see Steady. Steady's here, number 125.
Okay, that's why it looks familiar. That one came across when we were looking earlier, but yep.
Steady is still a loyal moderator.
Yeah. Steady's been here for a long time, man.
Oh man, who's 147?
I don't know, but it looks familiar. I've seen this used as a PFP.
Oh, I see another one we're going to have to check out too. 153.
153.
Cliff Hall. This is the OG himself who, you guys that have been here for a while probably know who Cliff Hall is, but Cliff Hall was the original contract creator for the Avastars smart contract.
Yep. Who else do we have?
We've got 101 is Salvatore, one of the main 5 who are crucial parts of our lore. If you remember the lore that we included on social media when we were launching our Avastars memory banners, Salvatore was the mechanic that was trying to fix the Avastar replicant creator when it started smoking and catching on fire. He's also got a crush on Pandora Fry, which is Avastar number 102.
Which is this one? Huh.
Yeah, poor guy. Unrequited love. Not reciprocated.
That's right. The first 5 were our founder group. I forgot which one, what his name was.
Then we've got 103 is Nemo Islay. That's Nada Cook. I'm not an Avastars nerd or anything.
I think the other one is 100, isn't it?
Yeah, that's Jillian. My beloved Jillian. Not to be confused with Delphine, our Discord bot.
Oh, and there's Jimmy. I just saw you scroll by him.
Yeah, we got Jimmy here, 141.
141?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Captain Jim. Our benevolent ruler. Oh, Roham. 163. I owe my my career in Web3 in a roundabout way to Mr. Roham. Had it not been for NBA Top Shot, I would have had to go back to working a normal job, and it's hard to say if I'd be here right now.
Most likely not. It is funny when you think about that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, the VR headset's another iconic, well, a lot of the legendary traits became pretty identifiable Avastars traits. And that's one of them, of course. But in being so sought after, they also became more common because the common skin tones and common face shapes, they got kind of overlooked, and the rare traits became more. They're bigger in number than some of the more the more overlooked, like human-esque options.
Oh, there's Pranksy right there, right?
180. Yeah.
I think he recolored his. But yeah, this was the original one. With the dizzy eyes. Huh.
That's one of my favorite all-time traits. The crazy eyes, I love them. And yeah, Pranksy looks great, especially with that outfit. It might be now this the wings, they look like mechanical fairy wings or something, but with the pixie haircut, it just gives me like a pixie vibe, an all-around pixie vibe on Pranksy's Avastar.
Yeah.
Try 177. This guy looks incredibly human, and sometimes that's interesting too. Just to deviate from the zombies and aliens. Yeah, check out is that an Avadex on his right hip?
Yeah.
Love it.
It sure is.
Is this Tweety 196?
Yep. That looks really good too with the wings and everything. This outfit.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. I couldn't even remember my times tables in school, but I can scroll through Avastars and tell you who owns them without looking. Here's Were Kitty, there's Capricar. Were Kitty also was a fundamental player in making Avastars what they are today. She played an incredibly big role in
365.
anything from customer support to contract development to you name it, Where Kitty's had her hand in helping with it. See, the reason I find Gilzar's combo of the mutton chops and Fu Manchu to be cool is because the way that it looks from a distance is almost like a braided beard, like you'd see on like a heavy metal bassist.
Yeah.
The way that they meld together. We're almost out of time here, guys. Time flies when you're having fun, I guess. We'll preview a couple more here. I'll just zoom down and...
This has been a really good walk down memory lane, though. This is all very early stuff, man. Like, crazy just how early.
When I got here, man, like, Avastars was the first real NFT project aside from... well, I mean, Top Shot, if you count that as a NFT project, I mean, it is, but it wasn't a self-custody situation.
Yeah, it doesn't feel the same as some of the PFP type collections or NFT like early stuff.
Yeah, I counted it as something different because it was like a non-custodial type vibe. So whenever I got into the self-custodial NFTs, CryptoKitties were the first ones I was sent by Kitty Pad. Great guy. And yeah, then Rizzle sent me my first Avastar, and there was nothing at the time. Like, there was just people innovating. And then, of course, the floodgates got opened up, and now there are 10,000 projects a day. But, man, that was a time where I was mind blown every day with the innovation that I was seeing. Hopefully we'll get back to that again. I really like this 548.
548. Oh yeah, that's a good looking one.
I haven't seen Sandy. Where's Sandy Muse?
Yeah. I don't know. Let's try pulling up one more, but then I think, yeah, we might need to call it a day.
Good call. Let's see here. Let's try you want to do a crown? You want to do 727? Oh, and then maybe to end things off, we'll do 737 because our boy Cliff.
That looks pretty cool. Where you want to go? 737?
Yeah, we've got Cliff here. Cliff Esquire, not Cliff Hall.
That's
his mustache purple?
Yeah. Interesting.
That might be something worth writing down. Why is it purple? I like it though. Maybe we'll try one more with a mustache. I want to see if it shows up as purple again.
Yeah, which one?
So that is mouth mustache. So let's see here. Were mustache that rare? Okay, 95 might have the same mustache.
No, that one, it might be the same mustache, but this one is green. It went with hair color. Huh.
So it matched the hair color.
Yeah.
Well, right on, gang. That concludes another week's AvaSmart Voyage.
Yes, sir. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Yeah, guys, thanks for showing up, and hopefully next week we'll have some more features that we can share with you guys, and maybe we'll even have Avastars beyond the 6,000 token ID 6,000 that we can browse through and just kind of get an idea and a feel for what these are going to look like, and yeah. Soon enough, we'll all be running around the metaverse as our Avastars, and we'll be able to create replicants to bring into the metaverse and build stuff, break stuff with.
Nice.
Well, thanks very much, Tris and Drago. Have a great rest of your